Am I the a-hole for refusing to split my bonus with my girlfriend? I, 27 male, work in sales, and this past year has been one of my best professionally. I hit all my targets, closed some tough deals, and as a result, I earned a pretty decent year-end bonus, about $5,000. I was honestly really proud of myself. I've been working long hours and dealing with a lot of stress to make this happen. So seeing that bonus hit my account felt like a huge personal win. My very first thought was about my student loans. I've been aggressively paying them down for the past couple of years, and I'm finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I thought, great, I can throw almost all of this at the balance and make a serious dent. That financial freedom is something I've been dreaming about. Later that night, I told my girlfriend, 26 female, about the bonus. We've been dating for about 2 years, and I was excited to share the good news with her. She immediately lit up and started talking about how we could take a trip together, something like a weekend getaway, or even an international trip, since the bonus was extra money. I told her I'd love to travel with her someday, but realistically, I want to use the bulk of the money to pay down my debt. That's when her mood shifted. She got quiet then upset and told me that since we've been together for 2 years, my money isn't just mine anymore. She argued that when you're serious about someone, your finances should benefit both of you, and that if I see her in my future, I should want to spend this money on us, making memories instead of, as she put it, throwing it into a black hole of debt. I reminded her that we don't live together, we don't share finances, and I've never once expected her to spend her money on me or cover things for us. I also told her that paying off debt is not just for me, it's for our future as well. If we do end up living together or getting married, having less debt will only make things easier for both of us. She didn't seem convinced. She said I was being selfish and accused me of choosing debt over making memories. Since that conversation, she's been distant and cold. I even found out from a mutual friend that she's been telling people I don't prioritize her and that I care more about money than about our relationship. I honestly don't think I'm wrong for wanting to use my bonus to better my financial situation. I feel like I'm making a responsible choice, but now I'm second-guessing myself because of her reaction. Am I the a-hole for keeping my bonus for myself and putting it toward debt instead of spending it on a trip for the two of us? Now for the top comments. You realize if you sign any legal documents partnering with this woman and it goes sour, she's coming for all of your money, right? Actually, never mind. She's coming for your money now. Yeah, seriously. Sounds like she's claiming our money way too early. Keeping it for debt is the smart move. Mixing finances before living together usually blows up. Not the a-hole. It's your girlfriend, not your wife. I'm a wife, and even then what my husband does with his yearly bonus is entirely up to him. I mean, as long as we're not in a bad place financially, then I'd summon all hands on deck to put the financial fire out. Not the a-hole, and please rethink this relationship. Marriages are often made miserable by a core difference in financial matters. Before you go much further, I'd ask to see hers, as I have a feeling she may be more relaxed about debt. Remember, her debt becomes yours when you marry, unless you get a prenup that specifically spells out that it's not. Even then, that will only cover the debt she's run up prior to marriage. Anything else will be on you. Just a thought, and of course, throw your bonus at your loans. Why on earth would you keep paying interest on money when you could knock some of it off right now? Insane. Memories can be made from next to nothing. Next story. My wife won't talk to me anymore. My wife, 31 female, and I, 46 male, have been together for 6 years, married for 2. She used to talk to me all the time. She used to share her day with me, just randomly tell me her thoughts, stuff like that. However, she also used to want to talk about problems we were having. A lot. It felt like we were always talking about what I did wrong. She thought I spent too much time talking to exes. We were friends. I don't prioritize her over work. It's my career. Am I supposed to quit? And mostly that I didn't care enough about her. It was so many different ways that she came to that conclusion. But it was like we were just always sitting down for a serious talk. So I told her about a year ago that I didn't want to talk anymore. I was just tired of hearing everything I was doing wrong. I provide everything we need. Can I just have a break? I told her that if she had a problem with the way I did things, then she could get out of my house and we'd get a divorce. She told me that she was trying to communicate because she didn't feel appreciated and that I had one foot out the door. But I think that's ridiculous. I know it's harsh, but I was at my wit's end. So now a year later, she barely talks to me at all. When I ask about her day, she says, fine. When I talk to her about work or politics or my day, she says, oh wow, cool, and kind of walks away. Her attitude isn't bad. She's very sweet, but it's just like she doesn't care anymore. I didn't want to talk about our problems anymore, but I didn't mean stop talking, period. We really don't talk about anything that doesn't have to do with our life or household. In the evenings, she just turns on the TV and we watch something until bed. Now I don't know what to do, because I just found out today that she won a pretty big award at her job, and she didn't tell me. Last Friday she said she had to work late, and it was cool. I didn't ask. Today I found out that she was really at a dinner where she was celebrated for this award. She invited some of her friends and her mom and brothers. I ran into her brother at the store today, and he mentioned the dinner, and said that he was sorry I couldn't make it. I asked what he meant, and he said the dinner, how I wasn't able to go because I was sick. I asked him to explain the whole thing to me, so now he knows too. What am I supposed to do? Is she punishing me or something? Do I tell her that I know? Why wouldn't she tell me? I didn't think she'd take it this far, and now I'm thinking she's being petty. Does anyone have experience here? I love my wife and I'd do anything for her, but I'm so confused. Edit. A couple people are asking about the exes. I have close contact with 3 of my exes. My previous wife calls me when she needs to talk. Her and her husband don't get along. I have 2 ex-girlfriends who I am still friends with, and I was friends with them when I met my wife now. My wife doesn't like them because she says that they cross boundaries, but honest to God, they are just friendly and we ended in good terms. It's nothing serious and I just don't want to give my friends up. You spend a lot of time talking to exes and your wife is upset. Go figure. How would you feel if she was always talking to her exes? So easily brushing aside her concerns is indicative of your general self-centeredness. To make matters worse, rather than listening to how she feels, you just tell her to get out of the house. Dude, listen to yourself. I now understand why it is important for women to have their own funds so they can have an exit strategy when their husband ends up being cold, selfish, insensitive, and unloving. Sadly, it sounds like your wife has no way out and is stuck with you, so she bears her miserable existence with you in silence. Why don't you put her out of her misery and divorce her? I know that what I said was harsh, and I have honestly apologized to her. It was a heated situation, but I do know that it was probably the catalyst here. I don't want to divorce her. I care about her a lot more than she knows. I don't understand how she doesn't see it. I just want to know what I should do from here. You pushed her away and now are trying to play dumb. She tried to talk and communicate. You told her to either stop or get out of your house and divorce. You got what you wanted. Why are you now upset when the rabbits got the gun? By the way, she's likely getting ready to leave you. Google walk away wife. So when it happens, don't cry the woe is me card and that it blindsided you. The good news is, it sounds like he'll have a great relationship with her once they're divorced because he likes to talk to his exes more than his wife. Next story. I made my girlfriend cry for admitting that my best friend is more attractive than her. I, 25 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 24 female, for almost a year now. Before we became official, we were friends for at least 4 years. Other than my girlfriend, the second most important person in my life is my best friend, 24 female. We've been best friends for more than a decade, and she's been there for me for all my lowest points. I literally would not have survived this long without her. Our relationship is purely platonic. I admit that I've had a crush on her before, but we both admitted that it would be better for us to stay as best friends, and that was that. She isn't the stereotype girl best friend either. She's just my best friend who just so happens to be female. She respects boundaries, and I'd like to believe that she genuinely just sees me as a friend, and vice versa. We've been each other's support systems for a long time, and even trust each other more than our own parents. Recently, my girlfriend asked me if I think she's prettier or more attractive than my best friend. For context, my best friend is a successful fashion model and influencer. She looks like your typical model, tall, slender, clear skin, while my girlfriend is honestly short, quite chubby, and has a lot of acne. I love my girlfriend. I really do. She has social anxiety and thus sometimes goes for long periods of time without contacting me. But I've never once felt any doubt or temptation to cheat or find someone else. I accept and love her as she is. When she asked that question, I answered that yes, I believe my best friend is prettier or more attractive than her. I mean, come on. My girlfriend is a normal girl, and my best friend literally gets paid and receives lots of free stuff solely for her looks. She got offended and started crying. She hasn't talked to me in a while either. I don't understand why she's acting that way. I mean, the answer was obvious, but it doesn't make me love her any less. I clearly chose to date her instead of other women. I accept her as a whole package. I told my best friend about my answer, and she slapped me. Now, she's been on my butt to make it right. Was I expected to very blatantly lie to my girlfriend? Wouldn't it have been worse if it wasn't honest? Anyone with eyes could clearly see who was the more attractive one. Wouldn't it be a slap to her to just lie to her face that way? I don't get why I have to be the bad guy in this situation. Now for the top comments before reading the mini update. 25 years old is way too old to not understand how dumb that is. Who describes their girlfriend as short, quite chubby, and has a lot of acne? Like Jesus, that's brutal. If my partner described me like that, there would be a problem. Seriously, it's unreal. I can't understand how he didn't have one nice thing to say about her. One kind thing, being attracted to someone, is so much more than just what they look like. Anyone with eyes can see that. He actually just said that? What the heck? Dude just keeps digging his grave. Shaking my head. Are you sure you aren't interested in your best friend more than your actual girlfriend? Because I get those vibes. You can tell the best friend doesn't want him though and never will. What a good person. Hope the girlfriend finds someone better. Now for the mini update. I was able to talk to her. She apparently told other people about the situation, and everyone, including her own mother, sides with me. She shouldn't have been asking me questions like that when the answer was obvious. She apologized for even asking that question in the first place. To everyone saying I should have broken up with her, we're good. I'm feeling very betrayed by my best friend instead, because it's clear whose side she took. She's the only one who took my girlfriend's side. Most of the people we know are also upset at her. These are people who actually know us and the relationship. Last story. Am I the a-hole for shutting down my brother's proposal at my baby shower and then sending him a bill? I'm 29 female, due in November with our first baby. We planned a small mixed baby shower at a local village hall. Some nibbles, silly games, a couple of speeches. Me and my husband paid for most of it. My mother-in-law chipped in for desserts. It wasn't anything mad, but it was our little celebration. A week before the shower, my brother, 26 male, texted asking if he could propose to his girlfriend during the party because the whole family will be there. I told him no. I said I'd be thrilled to help plan something special literally any other day, but I really wanted to keep the shower about, the baby. He kicked off a bit and got my mom involved, who said it would be so lovely, and 2 birds, 1 stone. I said no again, and thought that was the end of it. On the day during the toasts, my mom calls my brother up to say a few words. He starts chatting about love and family, and I see him pat his pocket. He turns to his girlfriend and starts to go down on one knee. I stood up, walked over, took the mic, not yanking it honestly, and said, "Hey, we love you guys, but we're not doing this today. Let's please keep today focused on the baby. We'll help you celebrate properly soon, I promise." The room went dead quiet. His girlfriend looked mortified and legged it to the loose. My brother got angry, said I'd embarrassed him, and left. The rest of the shower was awkward. Afterwards, a few family members said I did the right thing, and that proposals at other people's dues are tacky. Others said I should have just let it happen and not caused a scene. That night, the family group chat blew up. My mom said I was controlling and that she'd cleared a surprise moment with the venue, as if that's the point. I said I'd already told them both no, and that consent matters for parties too. My brother said I ruined his big moment, and that his girlfriend had planned to fly her sister over next month, so this was the only time everyone was together. I told him we would have all turned up for him whenever he asked. Right, here's where I might be the a-hole. The next morning, I sent my brother an itemized request to cover half of the hall hire and the extra drinks package, £220 total, since he tried to, in his words, make it our day too. I said if he wanted to use the party as his proposal venue, he could help pay for it. He hasn't paid, obviously, and now says I'm being petty and tight. I know sending a bill looks bad, but I was so hurt that he and my mum just ignored a boundary I'd clearly set. Since then, his girlfriend messaged me privately to apologize and said she had no idea he was planning to do it there. She also said she doesn't want their proposal tied to the memory of my baby shower anyway, which I totally get and was grateful for. I told her I was sorry for how awkward it was and would love to help them plan something nice later on. So, am I the a-hole for taking the mic and shutting him down? And am I an extra a-hole for the invoice? I'm willing to hear I handled it badly, but I also feel like if I'd let it happen, the whole shower would have just become about their engagement, and the baby would have been forgotten. If you were at a party and someone tried this, would you just let it happen or step in politely? What's a better way I could have handled it in the moment? I'm definitely willing to make up, I just don't want to set a precedent that my no doesn't actually mean anything. Not the a-hole, that is such a tacky thing to do. Also, lazy. He couldn't be asked to come up with a romantic moment of his own. Frankly, who cares if his family is there? Why would that matter to the girl? Like it's more important to him that his family see him propose than to make it a good proposal for his girlfriend? I feel like if you go around and ask most women what a good proposal would be, I want his entire family to be there, isn't going to come up 99% of the time. In fact, I think most women would rather have a romantic moment between the two of them, designed with her preferences in mind. My ex proposed in front of my parents on Christmas morning, and honestly, I kind of hated it. I was in my pajamas, didn't feel pretty at all, and it really felt like it was just so he wouldn't have to come up with a Christmas present. I had told him several times over the years that I wanted to be proposed to on a beach, and we live in a state with thousands of them. Is it really that hard to sit down and think, okay, I want to marry this person and spend my life with them. What is it that they would really want? Instead of, okay, what big event is coming up that I can use?